In the case against Casey Anthony, the evidence may seem negative, but prosecutors don't need to show it.
Legal experts say the state may decide to avoid recent lab tests that show no DNA link between Casey Anthony and the crime scene.
Now, West 2's Bob Keeling explains the state has plenty of evidence stacked against Casey, including tests that show she had Kaylee's dead body in her car.
And if that's all right with the defense, then we could...
George and Cindy Anthony's lawyer says the state's case against Casey is entirely circumstantial, and recent FBI lab tests that show no DNA link between Casey and the crime scene could be the weak link. Reasonable doubt. Attorney Richard Hornsby disagrees.
The state doesn't have to introduce any of this forensic evidence, because when something comes up negative, why would you even submit it to the jury?
Especially when prosecutors can make so much of Casey's strange behavior and the lies she told her own family in the 31 days after she claimed a babysitter kidnapped Kaylee.
The jury's going to hear all of her statements. She's essentially going to testify to this lie. It's going to get in there. And until she can get on the stand or someone gets on the stand and explains away the lie, well, the jury's going to know that she had something to do with it, and the state has a very simple case. Casey Anthony made the case simple for this state.
Hornsby agrees with Baez and company that the state has no evidence of how, when, or where Kaylee died. But prosecutors do have compelling evidence through the so-called smell of death and a decomposing human hair that Casey was driving around with Kaylee's dead body in the trunk. And how does she explain that?
He can attack the DNA and all the forensics all he wants, but he still has a problem of, it's very clear that his client knows what happened to Kaylee, at least after she died, and had some knowledge of it.
So, Bob, are the FBI lab results the last evidence we'll see in this case for a while?
No, Jim, we're actually expecting another 1,000 pages or so to be released by the state attorney's office next week. That should include more lab results. So really, we're looking at an incomplete picture of the evidence. There's much more to come. Back to you.